Brooksaw Antiques here today. We have this 1941 Royal Aristocrat vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions, make sure they all work. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight, and then I like to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the page. Behind this flip panel are the margins, and you can move them with your finger. And this left margin you could also set with the magic margin. So what you do is you set the cursor wherever you want, and it'll send that margin to that spot you're at. And if you want to move it closer to the edge, you just hold the carriage release, or just push the carriage and hold the magic margin at the same time and allow you to slide that to the edge. And that's about where I want them, about 75 and 0. And this is the paper bale that sits on top and holds the page down. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning, and skips 1 or 2 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip that switch forward right there. Skips 2. We're going to keep it on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line to switch from black to red. There's a switch on the top right here. Flip it to the left with the red dot, and it prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it prints the top portion, and when you have it all the way to the right, it just leaves a stencil. It doesn't print anything. That was used for copying purposes, I guess. I'm not really familiar with stenciling, but I'm going to use the red for this next sentence. Beautiful typing machine. Unbelievable how good some of these work for how old they are. This is an 80-year-old typewriter. Excellent condition. Ready to go. Daily typing. And like I say in a lot of my videos, if you just want something brand new, you're out of luck, because they all are made in China now. They don't make them like they used to. These were all made in the USA. All these Royals and Coronas and Remington. So you really got to go with these vintage typewriters if you want something reliable. Go with something that works good, that's been serviced by an expert like myself. And you can't go wrong. These things will last forever if you take care of them. I'm going to switch that back to blue, which is prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black actually. And I'm going to switch this switch on the right side here down so it unlocks the rollers, allowing me to pull the paper out easy. Also allowing you to load thicker paper, carbon copy or cardstock. Shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. And as a reminder, you want to flip that switch back after you do it, because if you leave that forward, then the next page won't load correctly, and maybe you'll think that your typewriter is malfunctioning. Backspace on the top left, that works good. Tab on the top right, to set the tabs, there's little push button tabs back here. You push them in and it locks in on this rack. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 5 of them. And when you hit the tab button, it stops at each one of those. I'll show you from the back here. So that's pretty cool. It's got a scale back there too to tell you exactly what space to stop on. Open the hood. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left side, so it's pulling to the right. Switch the direction. You flip it to the right. So it switched on me, but push that to the right, and that's where you're going to pull to the right. Push to the left, it'll pull to the left. That works good. Touch control right here in the middle. The farther you go right, the more tension there is when you hit the keys, and they respond faster, but you got to hit them a little harder for them to print. I like mine on low. Margin release on the right side. So when you get to the end of the margin, there is a block, so it won't allow you to get past it. Hit the margin release, it'll allow you to go all the way to the end. That works good. Carriage release on each side behind the knob. Very, very smooth. Same with the left side, very smooth. And this button on the knob here, if you push it in, it'll disable the spacing when you turn the knob, so you can get to an exact spot on the page. Let it go. You get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is 1 space. Same concept with this switch right here above the line space indicator, and it'll just disable the spacing. Flip it back and you get the clicks. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.